Hey, it's Chris Barnes from 6 Feet Under, original vocalist of Cannibal Corpse, and you're watching Metal Debates Podcast. Keep it brutal.
What is up, everybody? This is Toby at Metal Debates Podcast. Man, tonight is going to be something that is difficult for me because I'll just get right into it. We're going to do Phil Anselmo, Pantera, Superjoint Ritual, Scour, Southern Isolation, Viking Crown, Down, whatever. We'll get into it more as we go. It's difficult because he's done so many fucking projects, man, that it's nearly impossible to keep up with all of them. But I mean, obviously, everybody out there that's listening to this knows Pantera is his main gig. But, you know, that's cool. But he has so many other projects that are debatable that might even be better than Pantera. No disrespect to Pantera. I love Pantera, but you never know. Like, there's people out there that like more extreme stuff. Who knows? So I'm just gonna kind of, I'm gonna end up doing a podcast or whatever you call this shit that I'm doing on Pantera, like just Pantera. But tonight I want to do, or today, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're at, on Phil more than Pantera itself. So I'm going to kind of go through everything Phil has done, at least on the top of my head. Again, nothing scripted. I do not do any of this stuff like with research or anything. I'm just literally turning on this microphone and talking to you guys. So if I fuck up on something, yeah, my bad. Fuck you. Anyways, I've been noticing the last couple of weeks, or at least last week, I was so negative about everything. I think it was, what did we do last week? Metallica. Yeah, how can you not be negative about Metallica? Like, fuck those guys. There I go again. I don't want to start off that way, so I'll chill out. So let's just start off really quick. Just so you guys, this is probably going to be a long podcast, so I'm going to go through Pantera. I'm going to go through all of his side projects. We're going to do reaction videos, or which I even hate saying, which if you guys have watched any of my podcasts by now, you know I hate talking about, or not talking about, but doing reaction videos. But, you know, I guess it's part of this whole fucking gig. So it's not really a reaction. I just want to play the fucking song. And if you guys like it, cool. So I'm going to do several of them, which means I'll probably get blocked and you probably won't see any of this. But if you do, cool. So I'm going to get, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get going. As always, I got Chris Barnes from 6 Feet Under / Cannibal Corpse / Torture Killer / with Ice-T / with fucking Monty whatever his fucking name. He's done so much stuff. So he did the intro to this video, so I'm gonna always keep him right here. So if you guys, you know, that are into Pantera never heard of 6 Feet Under, obviously you've heard of Cannibal Corpse. If you have not heard of Cannibal Corpse, you're a fucking pussy, or 6 Feet Under for that matter. So obviously I'm kidding. So anybody that takes offense to anything that I talk about today, that's just how I am. So let's just get going. So Phil, man. So Pantera, when Pantera started out, they were a glam metal band, or yeah, pretty much glam metal. You could say they were more in the vein of Def Leppard. I guess you know what, I would say Def Leppard. That's probably a pretty good comparison. And obviously that was Terry Glaze. I want to say that's his name. Don't quote me. I don't have it written down. I don't even know the dude. Never seen the guy. I don't give a fuck. Did you ever hear the guy? It's kind of a weird thing because when Pantera started out, you always thought Cowboys from Hell was their first record, but no, they had like 4 records before that. And Dimebag Darrell was the light and shining armor of that band. Even if you didn't like the music they played, which I get it, seeing that dude with like trying to look glam, or even Vinnie Paul, who's a badass fucking drummer, or Rex Rocket. Was that his name? Rex Rocket, or it was Diamond Darrell? I don't even want to know what Vinny's name was. Jesus. But you know, they all had these names that were total glam, just lame. But that being said, there was definitely a standout, no matter if you like that kind of music or not. Diamond Darrell at that point, even when he was like, 16, 17, 18 years old, whatever, didn't matter what kind of music he played. The guy just fucking ripped on the guitar. There's no denying that. And so, even though most of us don't know that era, at least, yeah, you could look back on it now, but back then, no one knew about them except if you're from Texas or whatever. But you cannot deny how badass Diamond. I just said Diamond. It was Diamond Darrell back then, and that's how I always know him as. So when he changed to Dimebag Darrell, I was kind of like, what? But that's cool too. Whatever. But that guy fucking rips. So God bless Dimebag. Guy fucking rules. I won't get into it till I get more into the Pantera episode of this. Like I said, this is more about Phil Anselmo and his projects. So let's just start off, I guess, with how he kind of got into Pantera, the band Pantera. Phil was more from New Orleans. Pantera was more from Texas. So when he joined the band, I don't know the whole story, and I wish everybody in here that's watching this would just kind of tell me what's up, because I really don't know the exact story. I don't even know if any of you guys know the story, but pretty sure he's from New Orleans. Everybody else is from Texas. They kind of wanted to go to a new direction because they were tired of doing the glam thing. God bless Vinnie Paul. But dude, that guy did not fit into a glam metal band. Oh shit. Anyways, so I think they just decided, let's do something different, and they wanted a new singer, and I think that's where it all kind of started. So they found Phil from, what was the name of that band? Top of my head, Razor White or some shit. I'd never even heard him, so I don't know. But he was from New Orleans. So back then it was like Exhorter was dominant, and I'm pretty sure Phil pretty much was like, I want to sound like Kyle Thomas from Exhorter. I mean, I'm just guessing, so I don't know. But they recruited Phil to come sing. Well, they did tryouts apparently, and Phil just destroyed everybody. So he was a new singer from Pantera. So they did, what was that record? Power Metal. If you actually, you know what? Yeah, the first 3 ones, I'm going off the top of my head. I don't even remember, like Metal Magic or I Am the Night. I don't even fucking know. But they're fucking lame records. And I'm pretty sure even the dudes in Pantera, well, unfortunately, there's only one left, and that's Rex Brown from that time. I would even say they'd probably say those records are lame. And it's not to their fault. That was just the times. That's just you know, you got to do what you got to do. You're playing clubs and you're trying to fit in. So it's not like they just planned it. It's just kind of what they did because they were great musicians. But when Phil joined the band, that was power metal. So yeah, power metal. If you listen to that record, it's still pretty lame. But if you like Judas Priest and I don't know, whatever, like maybe a mix of Judas Priest and Rat and Van Halen, it's not a bad record at all. And you could tell they kind of started picking up the heaviness a little bit. But you know, it was Phil's first time singing for the band, but you could tell that just him being the vocalist for that band kind of made them into something a little bit different. So then comes out Cowboys from Hell. And so that's the first time I ever heard them. Like, I'm sure most people that aren't from Texas or New Orleans maybe had ever heard them. And so, God, I'm trying to think of the first song I ever heard. It was either, I'm pretty sure it was Cemetery Gates. And I was like, wow, like, dunk, 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 but, there was still a little something. Okay, let me go back a minute. I don't know the year. I want to say it was 91, 90, 92 maybe. I'm not positive. But I was into extreme metal, like Slayer, uh, and that actually, I guess that wasn't that extreme compared to some of the death metal shit that I was into back then. But when I heard that song, I was actually like, I kind of like it. I threw it kind of in the back burner, like, okay, whatever. And then somebody gave me the tape, not the actual tape, but they, you know, recorded it to another tape and put Pantera Cowboys from Hell. So I was delivering pizzas back then. So yeah, God, I was 16. So fuck, I don't even know. 1990, I guess that was 91. Yeah, 91 makes about sense. And I listened to it and I was like, fuck, this shit's pretty heavy. Like there was a lot of heavy riffs. There was also kind of I don't know, no disrespect to any of those guys or Phil or anyone, but there was still kind of that, I don't know. Like it was fucking badass. Don't get me wrong, but there was also some parts that were kind of cheesy to me, at least coming from that background. Sorry, Chris Barnes. Um, so I'm not saying that I didn't love that record. To this day, I love that record. But back then, I'm just saying, getting into it, it was totally different than anything that I was really into back then. Um, so I think when I put it in my Buick Skylark and delivered pizzas, the song that hit me was Heresy, because and that was kind of more like, oh shit, this is the fucking thrash metal kind of vibe, but it wasn't thrash metal. It's like, what is this? Um, and then obviously Domination. It's like, oh fuck me. What okay, let's just stop this shit really quick. Um, I didn't want to get into it this fast, but whatever. You guys are losing your attention span. I get it. Domination, that end part where judge that probably spawned pretty much every single one of these dumbass fucking lame bands that what are they called even like fuck, I'm sorry, I don't know, there's some there's so many different terminologies for metal bands, but they call that the breakdown. So I don't know any band that did that before them. So that pretty much turned into the breakdown. Jun, jun, jun. I used to rewind that, play it, rewind, play that on cassette deck. The only thing I could say that kind of compared to that was Sepultura, Arise, Dead Embryonic Cells. Jun, jun. That was pretty close. Pretty much the same thing. So, but I still think, I know for a fact Pantera's version of that came out. So maybe Sepultura got influenced by that. Um, so there's so many great songs on Cowboys from Hell, like from the beginning, Cowboys from Hell, that Primal Concrete Sledge. I mean, there's so many fucking great songs. And I think they were pretty much on their way to figuring out what they wanted to do and how they wanted to sound. Um, that being said, they went on to Vulgar Display of Power. Um, Another true story. Uh, at, I did have the cassette tape of Cowboys from Hell, an unlicensed copy that was someone gave to me, and then Vulgar Display of Power came out, and someone else gave me another. Actually, you know what it was? I was in class at a school, a night class, and someone said, "Check this shit out. I got this new Pantera album called Vulgar Display of Power." So I wanted to hate this band because I was into Deicide and Napalm Death and Carcass and all of those bands. And I was like, these guys are fucking just like arena rock bullshit. So I listened to that and I was like, during the class, which, to be honest, half my friends in that class were into the same shit I was into, heavier shit, death metal, grindcore, black metal, whatever. But I was like, this is pretty cool. But I couldn't admit it. So I remember at the same kind of time, White Zombie came out with Lost, if that's how you pronounce it, Lost Exorcisto, whatever. And a buddy of mine played that for me. And I was like, fuck, this is pretty cool. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, Pantera went on tour with White Zombie, and the opener was one of my favorite bands of all time, Trouble. So I was like, holy fuck, yeah, I'm going to see this. And so I went and saw that. And to be honest, my first band that I wanted to see, like number one, I'm like, I'm going to leave after Trouble plays. Like, fuck that. Like, that's it. But I'm like, that new White Zombie's pretty cool. And you know what? I've heard Pantera. They seem pretty cool. So fuck it. Let's stick around. So Trouble played amazing, of course. White Zombie, that was on their first album. No one ever heard of them. So it was like half full. Amazing performance. And then when Pantera came out, this is Vulgar Display of Power tour. I didn't really kind of know what to think. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll check them out. Like, whatever. I wasn't that pumped up, but I could tell you this, when they played live, I've never, ever seen a band that fucking brutal. And when I say brutal, which you've heard me say that a lot, they fucking slayed it. Like, their sound was so fucking heavy. The energy was so amazing. When you just saw their stage presence and Phil running around the stage and Dimebag's fucking solos and just, a lot of people talk shit actually back then because it was like Dimebag, at least live, there was no second guitar. So you just hear solos, but it was like Rex picked up the bass and was like, I guess still to this day, I kind of don't like just listening to solos, but when Dimebag plays solos just by himself, it's fucking art. So it's just like, wow, this guy fucking rules. And then Vinnie Paul just ripped, and Rex was killing it on the bass, just keeping that fucking rhythm line going. Um, and so I would say we snuck down. It was a big arena, and snuck down to the very, very front. And it was the first time in history. I don't remember which song, but I was like crowd surfing, and I fell on my face over the barrier, fucking ripped my lip open, fucking destroyed my face. Uh, and I was like, fuck, like, I don't know. So I don't know how to say it other than they gained my respect at that point as being a legit heavy band that earned their stripes. So, not that the band gives two shits what I'm saying right now, but I'm just saying for someone coming from sorry, Chris, from an old school death metal kind of vibe and just only wanting to hear thrash death, they gained my respect. And so I was like, fuck, I left that show just going, fuck, White Zombie was badass. Obviously, Trouble's badass. But Pantera fucking destroyed both of those bands. There's no question. Um, so that going forward, I was like, all right, fuck everybody. Like my own personal friends that were like Pantera that never went to the show, like, oh, those guys are lame, like they're exhorter ripoffs. Well, I do understand that. But to me, I was like, fuck, these guys rule. So um I want to say the next time there was a Rip magazine party in Los Angeles. If you guys don't know, Rip magazine was obviously a magazine, but it was a metal magazine, and it was God, it was before Far Beyond Driven came out. So it was bands like there was Pantera, obviously. They weren't the headliner, but it was like uh Prong, Entombed, Pantera, The Obsessed. Oh fuck me. They're so badass. Um There was another band. I don't know. I'm sorry, but I know the ending was SOD. So it was all those bands in one package for it. Was it? I'm pretty sure it was a private gig for Rip Magazine, like whatever. So I just remember them playing before Far Beyond Driven came out. They played on that tour, or at least on that show. They played Slaughtered, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like this is fucking badass." Yeah. Um, Granted, I loved Entombed. I'll get into all these other bands. Fucking love Prong. I love The Obsessed. You know, all those bands are fucking awesome. SOD, like shit. I got to see them at the Palladium in Hollywood. Like fuck me. But anyways, moving on. Um, that got me into like, oh wow, the new record's gonna be heavier than probably the last record. So Far Beyond Driven came out, and yeah, it was number one in the United States, like period, number one. Um, so a lot of people are like, "Oh my God!" Well, that's a fact. Like it was a number one heavy metal record. I want to say to ever debut at number one. I can't say like a lot of people say it was because it was better. It was because they had the momentum that came up from Far Beyond or from shit. Well, yeah, I guess from Cowboys from Hell, but on to Vulgar Display of Power. That being said, I will take Far Beyond Driven any day over both of those records. So that's me personally. It's crazy because all their records rule. Pantera fucking rips. So maybe this is going to be the Pantera documentary or whatever you call this podcast or episode because I'm talking about them so much. But shit, I just remember getting the CD, getting it midnight at Tower Records, and Slaughtered. I just played over and over and over. It was, and the reason why is because Phil did that whole like I don't even know the lyrics. I don't know the lyrics, but he's saying in a kind of a guttural type. I don't even know the lyrics, so don't make fun of me. If you do, fuck off. But it was like, whoa, like they're getting heavier. And so that entire record rules. Love fucking Far Beyond Driven. It's just an amazing album. There's not one bad song on that entire fucking record. And now finally Pantera, at least I think most people were like, okay, these guys are legit. They're not just some one-off trying to like spawn. They're carrying the metal torch for pretty much the 90s at this point. So they could have easily gone grunge or tried to do it. A lot of I won't mention the names of them, but you guys know the bands I'm talking about. That fuck Metallica. They're one of them. That's it. That's what I'm going to say. A lot of these bands fucking pushed out and they tried to like change to the times, but Pantera just kept getting heavier and heavier. So, sorry, Chris. So Far Beyond Driven's a masterpiece. And then we go on to what? The Great Southern Trendkill. Like, dude, oh, fuck me. That was one of the heaviest fucking records I've ever heard in my life at that point. Just the guitar sound, like, oh my God. I'm actually, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to look on my computer, see if I can pull up a song from that record, because I know it's probably not the most popular Pantera album, but I'm pretty sure for me, well, not pretty sure, I'm very positive that it's my favorite Pantera album. So let's see what we got on here. I'm probably going to get blocked, like I always say every time. So I'm sorry, you guys, if this gets blocked when I play this. But I'm just going to pick any song, play it right in the middle. This is from Great Southern Trendkill. I could have played anything from any of their records. I'm just picking this one because this is a one that I don't even know. It sounded like the guitar from Dimebag was just breathing and it was aggressive. And I also love the lyrical content because it was like, fuck grunge, fuck alternative music. Was it for real? Were they doing it for shock value? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But for me, I was like, yeah, you're speaking my language. So let's see what we got here. I'm pulling up the Great Southern Trendkill. I'm going to literally just put it in the middle of one of the songs. This one's called The Underground. Oh, good one. The Underground America. It's actually talking or singing about what I'm talking about. The Trend is Dead. I'm pretty sure that's this song. And it's like the trend. Like there's so many trends with grunge and alternative music. MTV's turning you off. No mainstream radio is playing your shit. People think heavy metal sucks. Like it was almost sacrilegious to say you loved heavy metal music because you were just shamed. So I think that's why I resonated with this fucking record, because that's why. So with further ado, let's see. Sorry, it's hard to see because there's a fucking light in my face to try to make this look okay. This is called The Underground America / Sunblasted Skin, and I'm just gonna play it literally 3 minutes and 28 seconds into the song. We'll play it for like a minute, and I'll just kind of play it and see what you guys think. Here we go. The Underground in America / Sunblasted Skin by Pantera. Dimebag. Oh yeah. The Trend is dead. The Trend is dead. Here comes the other part of the song. I'll let it go for a minute or so. There's Dimebag. That is
it's on sale at the fucking dollar store. Waste of time, waste of time. Say it's gone, say it's gone.
It's all fake. That's enough. Only reason I'm saying it's enough because I'm probably going to get blocked from YouTube or wherever it's coming from. But man, that shit is fucking so badass. So, hey, that's my opinion. Obviously, you guys can say it's not badass. I guess debate me, whatever. So that being said, try to wrap this. No, not wrap this up. We still got a long ways to go. So again, this is Toby with Metal Debates Podcast. We haven't done this for very long. Again, we're just kind of doing this stuff to kind of build some content, and eventually we're going to have guests on here. This is going to blow up. So, well, I shouldn't say that. That sounds like kind of condescending or whatever you want to say. I'm just saying it's not going to blow up necessarily like we're going to be a huge channel. I'm just saying we're going to have lots of guests. We're going to have fans call in. We're going to have lots of debates on all this stuff. But for now, I'm just kind of doing improvised stuff for bands that people request or that I happen to want to do. So that's where we're at. And I guess right now it's Phil Anselmo. It's kind of turned into a Pantera show because that's pretty much what most of you guys know him from. But we're going to move on in a minute. So after the Great Southern Trendkill, we had Reinventing the Steel from Pantera. There was the live record, which those two fucking songs on the live record, whatever it's called, something proof. There was two songs there at the end. I don't know. I think one of them was a cover and one might have been original. I'm not positive, but those songs fucking ruled. Even that entire record, the live record, was amazing. But I'm just going on to studio albums here. It took a while, and then we came out with Reinventing the Steel, which is fucking badass too. Um, I don't even know what to say. Yesterday don't mean shit. Uh, that's when Phil kind of started. He grew his hair longer. Uh, I don't know. I guess just being an ignorant Pantera fan at that point, I really didn't pay attention much to the drama within the band or what was going on. I just liked the music. So I remember just seeing the video. I think the first time I heard anything from that record was Revolution Is My Name. And just seeing Phil with long hair, I was like, dude, what the fuck? But that album kicked ass. It took me a minute, actually. The production was a little bit different, maybe more flat. But that being said, like, oh my God, like Yesterday Don't Mean Shit, like I already mentioned, badass. Revolution Is My Name, Hellbound, All Cast as Shadow. Like I can go on and on. That record fucking rips. So that ended up being pretty much, though, unfortunately, the downfall of Pantera. Um, I'm not going to get in. I don't know the facts, so I'm not even going to get into it. But apparently, Phil was into some drugs and back pain and painkillers and all this stuff. And pretty much that was, well, not pretty much, that was the last record from Pantera. So at that point in time, um, I was a big fan of Pantera, and it was like, dude, like, what's going on? And true story, I was standing in line to go to, I don't remember the band. I want to say it was Soulfly, maybe, at the House of Blues in Los Angeles. And there were some, street team dudes handing out like these CD singles, and it said Super Joint Ritual featuring Phil Anselmo, and it was Fuck Your Enemy. And I was like, holy shit, like there's a new band, because I didn't know Pantera broke up. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I remember putting that CD in my car after that. It had to be Soulfly. It could have been a different band, but whatever, it doesn't make any difference. I listened to that and I was like, fuck, this is badass. So in fact, let me see if I can play this song. Um, it was Super Joint Ritual. So at this point, I was like, okay, is Phil changing to a new band? Is this just a side project? I think no, I know he was already doing Down before that. So you know what? Fuck this. He did do Down before that. So I want to say I saw Down before I saw Super Joint Ritual. Yeah, no, I did. So let's just go back to Down. So uh this is live. I'm not gonna edit shit. So let's go back to Down, actually, because Down, I want to say, was formed while Phil was still in Pantera. And I think that might have been part of the reason why the band actually got pissed at him, because he bailed and like didn't bail, but it was like, he went and did another band and he didn't have any obligations to Pantera. They claim he was on drugs. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I don't really care. I don't give a fuck. But Down is, I'm going to do a whole nother episode just on Down, because they're one of the best bands of all time. I can tell you this might be controversial. I like Down even more than Pantera. Probably because I like sludgy, corrosion of conformity type shit, and just so happens Pepper Keenan is in there, and oh my god, fucking Crowbar and Kirk. Oh, Jimmy Bower, like that band. I think they would still have been a band even if Pantera kept going. So I don't really think like, oh, because Down came out. Yeah, I'm sure the rest of the band was pissed off in Pantera because Phil's out there just fucking slaying it with this new band. I don't think was new. So I heard actually I saw them at the Palladium in Los Angeles on the NOLA tour, which was the name of the first Down record, NOLA, and it was just like, oh my god. It was like the best fucking heaviest shit I've ever heard. And it was just like, you take Black Sabbath on and put them on steroids, and it was like, fucking god damn it. So I couldn't help but love that band. So, um, fuck. So I could go on and on about Down. We'll keep going on. Well, I won't keep going on. I'm going to do a whole nother episode just on Down at some point. But I got to play a Down song. I got to find something. I'm not going to do it from NOLA just because that's pretty obvious. And a lot of people heard NOLA and they were into it and they just kind of like fell off the wagon, like, whatever. They took sides, like, give me a break. Like the guys in Pantera were all pissed off and blah blah. So I'm just gonna pick another one. I'm looking at my computer here. This is from Over the Under, which isn't even their second record. This is their third record. So, like I said, I'm not going to get into Down like their whole discography right now. So I'm just going to play this song, this is from Down 3. Pardon me. I don't know if it was called Down 3 or just Over the Under, but this is a song called On March the Saints. I won't play the whole song. I'll just play some of it. And my guess is that this is about, they're from New Orleans, all these dudes. And so there's hurricanes, there's all kinds of shit going on back then. And I'm just assuming, without reading any lyrics, whatever video I'm playing right now has no lyrics. It's about New Orleans, and obviously the Saints are from New Orleans, so it's probably just like, let's just keep kicking ass and keep going and whatever. So I'm just gonna play maybe a minute and a half of this song called On March the Saints. Here we go. Down on March the Saints. That's enough. God, there's no such thing as a good time for bad luck. Man, that fucking song rules. I love every single Down record, even all the ones that they put out that were kind of like more underground sounding. Fucking rule. So I'm gonna stop on Down, other than to say that I fucking love Down. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. And as much as I love Pantera, if I had to pick between the two, I would take Down. And no disrespect to anybody in Pantera or whatever. I don't know. There was something more unique, original. Even though it's not original, it's pretty much Black Sabbath, but I don't know. It just resonates with me personally. So you guys tell me, like, what do you think? Um, so now I'll get back to Super Joint Ritual, which I fucked up on and was thinking that came out. And now that I think about it, when I said, "Oh, I think I saw Soulfly and they were passing out Super Joint Ritual CDs, like the single," it wasn't. I went to see Down, and I'm pointing at my computer like you guys know what the fuck I'm pointing at. No, I went and saw Down, so that made more sense. Yes. So when we left the Down show, people were handing out, the street team people were passing out Down singles of Fuck Your Enemy. That was the name of the song. And I was like, holy shit, like fuck. So that was a great opportunity, obviously, to promote something Phil was doing. And so I put that in the CD player on the way home, and within like 5 seconds, well, 10 seconds, I was like, oh, this fucking rules. And so I was like shocked, because it's like, what is this? Super Joint Ritual? Who? What? He's not going back to Pantera? Like, what's going on here? So let's real quick let me see if I can find a song, or that song. Actually, this is the first time I ever heard this band. This is called Fuck Your Enemy. It's only 1:52. So if you guys want to stick around, cool. Maybe I won't play the whole song, but at least half of it, because again, I'll probably get blocked, banned, whatever. So Super Joint Ritual, just really quick before I play the song, is kind of well, it's not a super group. It's actually not a super group. Down was a super group. There was a lot of players in this band, like Jimmy Bower was still in it, Kevin Bond. I'm sorry for everyone I forgot in this band. The guy that's in Exhorter now, I don't even know his name exactly, but he was in that band. Hank Williams the third was in this band at the beginning. So apparently this is Super Joint Ritual, was apparently when Phil was like whacked out of his mind on drugs. But whatever. I don't care. I mean, I do care as him as a person, as a human being, and I never want to see someone hooked on drugs. But I'm just saying I don't care, because I like the music. So that's what I mean. So I'm going to play this song called Fuck Your Enemy from Super Joint Ritual right now, and you guys can listen to it and see what you think. And hopefully a lot of you guys that are just into Pantera watching this right now, or Down, never even heard this band, might enjoy it. So here we go. It's called Fuck Your Enemy, Super Joint Ritual. Here we go.
Slowly the flow of burn. Eat me after it sinks in the ground.
All right, so that was Super Joint Ritual with Fuck Your Enemy. That record, oh man, that took a minute to get into. It's definitely different, but there's so many amazing songs. You have to listen to that record for probably 10 times in a row to start kind of even getting into it. Um, that song I just played is probably the most user friendly out of all of them. But man, that record fucking rips. And then I'm not going to get into just that band again, but and then the lethal dose of American Hatred was the next one. Fucking brilliant record. Like, man. So I get people that were pissed off, like, why is he doing this? Why isn't he going to Pantera? It's like, well, maybe the dude fucking wanted to do something more extreme. Maybe he was on drugs and just his mind was like, I need something a little bit more outside the box than Pantera. I don't know. Who knows? Fuck. Only he knows. But it sucks for the rest of the band and Pantera because Phil was pretty much fucking Pantera. Sorry to tell you guys. They would not have been able to go on without him. They tried it with Damage Plan, which I'll get into all this shit in another episode, but it didn't work. So I do get it. As a Pantera fan myself, I was like, fuck, I wish he'd go back to Pantera and do another Pantera record. But you know what? The dude got more extreme. And then after Super Joint Ritual, I can tell you he did black metal bands like Viking Crown. He did, well, I can't even say if they're black metal or not, but there was a couple other one, Christ Inversion. He did a fucking beautiful fucking record with called Southern Isolation, which I believe at the time was his wife that was the singer, and Phil played the guitar. And then on a rare bonus track or unreleased track, there was the Southern Man song, which is fucking just, man, that shit hits you right here. It's not metal whatsoever. It's acoustic, and it just shows you a whole nother side, and it's from the heart, and it's real, and it's just like, I wish I had that shit even on queued up on here, or I could probably find it, but you guys will be bored by the time I find it. But Southern Man, I'm not gonna sing, I have a horrible voice, but look up Southern Man. Just type it in right now if you're still watching this. And Phil's playing the guitar and singing. Just, it sounds like you're in the middle of the woods and just jamming out by yourself, like under the moon or something fucking weird. It's got a great vibe. So Southern Man by Southern Isolation. That whole EP, it was only 4 songs, is fucking amazing. I love it. And it's not metal whatsoever, but check it out if you guys like Phil. Whatever. Okay. And then let's think. Let me think. There was the band Scour. I don't know if Phil Anselmo and the Illegals came out before Scour, which I actually believe they did. That's his own thing. I can't even say I've listened to it that much. As you guys know that are watching this, especially when you get older, you kind of only have so much time for, certain things. So I did listen to it when it came out, and I was like half into it, half not, just kind of like whatever. So I actually look forward to going back and listening to the Illegals record. Before I play the Scour song. Scour is a black metal band. He did it with guys from like Cattle Decapitation and some other bands. I'm sorry, I don't have anything written down, as you guys know. But the Illegals ended up doing the Pantera shit like he's done in the last couple of tours where they open for Slayer, festivals, whatever. They in headlining shows, they pretty much did a vulgar display of Pantera. I believe that's what they called it. Whereas basically, you're asking a death metal band to play Pantera songs. So it was interesting, but it sounded fucking killer. Oh, and I'm not even mentioning N Minor. And I know I'm probably going to forget a couple other bands, but N Minor's like something I shouldn't even talk about it on this show because, well, I should because it's Phil Anselmo, and I guess that's what we're talking about right now. But N Minor is just like a dark fucking mellow. Just listen to it. Check out N Minor, Phil Anselmo. Check it out. If you like Phil and you're into opening your mind a little bit and not just being, oh, metal, death metal, whatever, heavy metal, thrash metal, it's intense shit. So check it out. So I think N Minor might have been his last project he did. I could be wrong, but back to 5 minutes ago when I was talking about Scour. Scour was a black metal band, pretty much black metal. It's kind of black metal / death metal. I don't know. And that's the one I was talking about with guys from Cattle Decapitation. And I don't remember who else was in it, but I don't think I expected much from it. I was like, all right, it's another Phil Anselmo side project that he probably recorded in one day in his house in Louisiana. But I'm just going to go ahead and play this song from Scour. And this is Phil Anselmo on vocals, obviously. And it's called Crooked. So I don't have it queued up. I'm just going to, it's 15 seconds in. Here we go. It's called Crooked. And again, hopefully we don't get blocked. If we do, sorry. Fuck me. All right, so that was Scour, Phil Anselmo's band Scour, which it's fucking brutal. So that's about all I got, man. So I'd like to drink some water, but I still want to record, so whatever. I think that's all I got. I actually did write down a couple things. Let me see if I forgot anything. The only reason I wrote anything down is in case it got to this point and I missed something. I swear to Christ, I have not looked at one single thing on this list. I don't know. You probably can't even see that shit. But no, I think I got it all. Super Joint. Christ Inversion, Southern Isolation, Down, I'm sure I missed some shit. He's done so many goddamn projects. And God bless fucking Killjoy. Oh fuck, I didn't even mention that band. Jesus Christ, how did I not? I love that band. So Killjoy, man. Fucking sucks. That was obviously necro fucking philia. What the fuck were they called? I don't know. I'm not even gonna necrophagia or necrophagiast. No, necrophagia. There's another ripoff, necrophagiast. But yeah, Killjoy was a fucking weird motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie to you, but he's gone now, so rest his soul. Phil and I guess his ex-wife at the time were in a couple of videos and played on that on one of their records. So I won't get into their whole discography. Doesn't make sense. But anyways, you guys, for all of you that have stuck with me, thank you. Hopefully you found this enjoyable. I'd love to hear any Phil Anselmo stories. And you know what? Last thing I'll say, there's a lot of controversy about, oh, Phil's a racist or pretty much, yeah, a racist. It's like, dude, I know more than some people do about the dude. And I can tell you 100% fact, he is not that at whatsoever. If you knew some of the stories that I know, you would know for sure he's not. But I won't get into that other than the guy has had some serious fucking issues over the years. Not about his mind. His mind's been pretty clear, other than it gets fogged up with, when you're on fucking heroin, dude, and you're on painkillers and all that shit at the same time. Yeah, you're going to be a little bit, and drinking booze, all those things at the same time. You're going to pretty much lose your fucking mind. But the dude, as an actual human being, is a beautiful man. If you actually met him and you know him, you will know that. If you're one of those people that just want to hate him because, yeah, that you think he broke up Pantera, or that's what you want to believe, that's your right. But I'm just telling you, the dude's not that way at all. So, fuck, I don't know what to say about that. Unless you know him and you're in his circle, which I'm not saying I'm in his circle whatsoever, but I've kind of been part of his outside circle, I guess you could say. I've worked with producers that have worked with him. I know people that have been to his house. I know lots more than I would say most people do about him. And the dude's a sweetheart of a human being and is never, ever a racist. If you want to go back and listen to some of the Pantera shit, most of it's anti-racist shit, actually. Even though, yeah, I get it. Yeah, he said some stupid shit, and he'll admit to it. We're not perfect. None of us are perfect, but the dude's not a racist. He's not a fucking fuck up like a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there want to say, just because they are all butthurt that Pantera never got back, or Vinnie Paul has a grudge. That, God bless Vinnie Paul, he's gone. I get it. He said some stuff maybe that wasn't nice about his brother who passed away, Dimebag. I mean, yeah, the whole thing was fucked up. The whole situation was fucked up. But, whatever. You can't blame the guy for. Think about that. Think about it. Just think about it. The guy was on heroin, overdosed. He's still fucking alive. Other guys in the bands are not alive anymore. And Phil was the one that was supposedly the most fucked up out of all of them. So I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. I'm not at all saying anything bad about any of the rest of the band members. Even Rex almost died from fucking pancreas fucking shit. And obviously Vinny and Dime are gone, you know? So it's a tragic story, the whole thing about Pantera. So I'm not making light of that whatsoever. They all had their fucking issues, and it sucks that it ended the way it did. But we have so many great records, and I hope, you know, everybody that's watching this can celebrate. I didn't go into Damage Plan and Rebel Meets Rebel and Kill Devil Hill, all the shit the other guys have done, because it was more supposed to be on Phil by just on Phil Anselmo and his project. So I'll get more into those as we go on, because I respect the shit out of all those projects. Hell yeah, fucking suck. Fuck that. Doesn't mean I don't respect fucking Vinny, but I don't know. That's I fucking hate that band. Anyways, thank you guys for watching again. I'm the Rambler, Toby McDonald. This is Metal Debates Podcast. Until next time, peace out, bitches.